Okay, we are live on YouTube, so we're set. So it's 2:31, it's Friday. As always, we'll wait a couple minutes before we get started. So be thinking about any highlights from the last week or two that you'd like to share, or any stories about the people we support that you would like to share. That'd be great. The other thing today, and I haven't looked at the pollen count, but man, allergies for me today are brutal. Like it's just been, I'm on my second pill of the day already. Normally I wait till the evening. It could be a 3-pill day. It's like amazing. All right, a couple more minutes. Hang tight. Hey, so another fun fact this week, new kind of experience. I don't know if you're in the DC area. Have you guys, I know everyone knows the Lime scooters, right? Everyone knows those. I, for the first time, saw a Lime moped. I've never seen that yet. And I saw one parked right outside of the office, actually, on the promenade there. So I'm like, wow, I may have to try that.
Oh, yeah, they just came out just recently. I've been tempted myself.
Have you tried it, Steve, or no?
No, I haven't tried it yet. I've been tempted to.
Yeah, they look, I mean, it looks legit. And I guess the rules on mopeds are different than motorcycles. You don't need anything other than your normal license, I would think. Or even, I didn't even know if you need I guess you need some kind of license.
Yeah, you don't need a special license. I guess just a driver's license, I guess. And I know the first ride is free. They give you the first ride free.
Oh, interesting. I wonder how far you can go with that.
Back in the day, we didn't need a driver's license for mopeds. We had mopeds. I mean, that could have just been us being illegal in our neighborhood, but so many of us had mopeds and friends had mopeds, and we were young. We weren't license age.
Right. All right, so again, welcome, happy Friday. I'll be thinking about any highlights from the past week, any shout outs, or any stories of people that we support that we want to share at some point in time throughout the course of our meeting. I need to get back into doing polls. I haven't done a poll in a little while, so I'm gonna have to maybe next time have one ready to go. All right, 2:35. We might as well get started. I'm going to just mute everybody. And then I see Deborah again. Hi, Deborah. How are you?
I'm good, sir. Are you?
Good, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, just muting everyone. Wait. There was, at one point in time, Precious and I kicked around this idea, Dwayne, of doing some sort of like rally. We were going to get people to jump on scooters and meet us all at the National Mall and do some sort of like fundraiser rally. Like this was really when they just started, just kind of go around the mall a couple times.
Start it up. You never know what'll happen.
You never know. Oh, congratulations, Deb. That's awesome. That's great. Great news. Cool. All right. Well, we got enough people to get started. It's 2:36, so let's get going. And again, happy Friday. It's good to be back and with everyone. Wanted to start by just going what we normally do with COVID, and the news is getting better. I mean, so we're not quite at goal zero, but we've got part of that hit. So right now we have 0 active new cases for people we support and for staff. So that's really amazing. I mean, and just a shout out to all the safety efforts that are going into play that have brought us this far, as well as certainly the impact of the vaccinations rolling out. We're starting to feel that too. However, that being said, we do have 2 people that we support that are hospitalized currently. And we also have a staff person in Tennessee that's hospitalized as well. So we are not out of the woods yet. And we certainly want to keep those individuals and their families and loved ones in our thoughts and prayers. And also too, while we're just reflecting, we had a resident, Harlan Morris, pass away a couple days ago as well. And I hope I don't butcher her name, but I believe it was Ms. Imogene. And I don't know if there's anyone from Harlan Morris that's on the call that would be willing to just share a couple words. I don't know if Amanda Newell is on our town hall yet. I don't actually see. Okay. And I don't see Audrey either. So I guess we might not have any staff from Harlan Morris on our call, but you know, she was 96 years old, absolutely loved Harlan Morris, and you know, ended up in the hospital earlier in the week, and then passed away, I think, the next day. She was in ICU prior to that. So so if you would just take a second with me and just we'll just have a moment of silence for Ms. Imogene, as well as her family, loved ones, and then also for those staff that are hospitalized, as well as the people we support at this point in time that are hospitalized too. Okay, thank you. We are almost there though. We are almost at goal 0. We're definitely going to celebrate that. We're going to celebrate when we're done with the pandemic too at St. John's and find a way to do that collectively across all of our different states. And then just wanted to kind of go through and give you updates on you know, the vaccinations and the efforts there. So in case you haven't heard, the J&J vaccine is no longer on hold. So the Johnson & Johnson vaccine is out there and available. And then this is vaccine status as of today. So the last day of April, which is remarkable. In DC, all persons ages 16 and up are eligible for the vaccination. You can either make an appointment or you can find a walk-up location without an appointment. And you just follow the links that are going to be in the chat box there as well. And there's a phone number you can call too for people that will help you able to get scheduled for the vaccine or find a walk-up location. Delaware has now reached groups 16 years of age and older, which is great. All staff can be vaccinated. Should follow the link below. You may be waitlisted, but you can register depending on where you live. In New York, again, staff in Tompkins County are eligible for the vaccine. If you wish to receive the vaccine, visit the county's webpage. And then if you're unable to make an appointment for the clinic, please sign up for the Tompkins County COVID-19 vaccine registry. And what they'll do is they'll notify you when an appointment's available for you. And those eligible New Yorkers are individuals aged 16 and older who reside in New York, work in New York, or study in New York. And then in Tennessee, again, all staff and people we support are eligible. And the vaccines are now widely available to all Tennesseans 16 and over in all 95 counties across the state. And then Tennessee residents can go to the link as well to register. And then in Virginia, to register for the vaccine and find out status of the vaccine rollout, please, just follow the link. And right now in Virginia, they're saying 16 and older are eligible who live or work in Virginia. I'll be honest, I've started looking for my 16-year-old that's here in Virginia, and we're not quite on that list yet. So even though they're old enough, there just hasn't been as many doses available, I think, in Virginia as some of our other states. But they're building momentum, and I'm sure that we're only going to see more and more access available. And then just as a reminder, all staff, please upload your COVID vaccination information directly in a Paycom. If you have any questions on how to do that, please reach out to your HR rep and they can help you. It is a fairly easy step-by-step process. I did that via a picture on my iPhone, was able to upload it following Ro's instructions and without a lot of hassle. So So, and I'm wondering, so this is just a random thing, but are any of you kind of caught up either in learning about NFTs, like non-fungible tokens, and or cryptocurrency? Because I've been reading a lot about it, but the NFT stuff is very interesting. And I wonder how many people have taken their COVID vaccination card and made a non-fungible token out of it. And basically, it's a digital way to catalog and kind of certify the originality of a document that you might have, or a piece of art that you've digitized or created digitally in the first place. So just really interesting. And I imagine we're only going to see more and more stuff like that, especially, with some talks of, vaccine passports and stuff like that. Again, we do realize that for a variety of reasons, people may select not to have the vaccine. Certainly that is well within your right and decision. It's not a requirement of your employment at St. John's. I am going to encourage people to consider getting the vaccine, and to do so by first talking to their healthcare provider as well. That's really important because they know your situation and they know probably which vaccine would be best for you and can give you some points on that as well. Okay, I'm just gonna pause there. And any questions, COVID related, or any other comments, anything I missed on our COVID update or vaccine update that I need to touch on?
CDC put out new guidelines for people who have been fully vaccinated and non-vaccinated, and the things you can do. So you can go on the CDC website and it'll show you the diagrams of different things.
Yeah, Steve, thank you for that. And along those lines, last I was with you, we had talked about there would be upcoming guidance that we'd be sending out to admin staff and just work rules relative to use of the office. So a little bit behind, didn't get that out yet. We'll try to do that in the coming week. So be on the lookout for that. We'll send that out by email. We'll also just kind of cascade message it through our chain of command and our supervisory structure. And then we'll also make sure to get it out into their app too. But that guidance will be coming, and kind of playing off of what Steve said, we'll be looking at what's the appropriate precautions that we need to take, because we still have to use universal precautions. We still have to make sure that we keep the people that we support safe. And so certainly in the homes, we are going to continue to require PPE and masking up and doing all those things when on shift. That's absolutely going to continue to be a requirement until we receive guidance from our funders and healthcare officials that can be relaxed. And I don't see that being relaxed for months at this point in time. So more guidance to come on that relative to our administrative sites and when we anticipate kind of reopening and what that looks like. So on the radar, be on the lookout. Okay, let me just pause there and I'll just open it up. It's 2:45. I'm just gonna open it up for any updates around St. John's. So again, we've got some Tennessee regional directors, I believe, on the call. If there's any member of the leadership team that would like to start by giving a quick update, please do. So I'll just kind of open the floor at this point in time.
Hello
Roy?
hello, Alan and everybody. From upstate New York. It's a pretty chilly day here today. In fact, I shouldn't say it out loud, but I'm going to. There's snow in the forecast for this evening. Living in upstate New York. So just a couple, but it is springtime, and there's a couple of springtime related things that I'd like to sort of give everyone a little update on. One of the things that we started doing last year was, some of you may remember when Billy Joe's husband, was here, and he was our maintenance guy, and he built some raised bed garden spaces for out back. And so we're in the process right now of filling them with dirt and mulch and compost. And we're going to buy some seeds, and our clients, the people that live at the shelter, can come and plant a little garden. We'll probably get some beans and tomatoes and a few other things here and there, some flowers. But it's a great fun activity for our clients, and that's going to start after the snow stops flying. So hopefully sometime pretty soon. Another thing that's pretty cool that's happening here, and Janine talked a little bit about it last week, is that we're going to have this, what we're going to call a boutique, which is a place for, and maybe Janine can tell the story a little better, but I'm going to just tell a little part of this story. Janine was actually in Ithaca yesterday and setting up the boutique, and someone just happened to walk downstairs who was going to a funeral and didn't have the proper clothes to go to a funeral. And sure enough, the boutique was there. It was set up, and we decked this dude out in some really nice clothes so that he could go to the funeral with looking good and dignified. So thanks to Janine for setting that up. It was one of those moments. It was a beautiful thing to witness and see it all happen. So that was great. Another thing that wasn't mentioned on the updates is that we actually had a clinic here this week, and I found out about this after I sent the COVID updates, but we had an additional 20 people that we support get their second shot. So we're getting people that we supported with their second shots as well. So that's and just for those of you who might be birders, and I know Alan has some interest here, I saw my first Oriole of the year today. So the birds are coming back. It's a good sign. So that's it from upstate New York.
Spring is here, huh? That's awesome.
Yes.
You just got to dodge snowflakes tonight.
That's right.
April 30th. Well, that's, I think I've heard, if I remember correctly, there's Mother's Day. There was like a Mother's Day where there was like a couple.
It snowed last Mother's Day.
Yeah, so there's definitely precedent there. So you guys may not be out of the woods for a little bit. All right, other updates. Thank you, Roy, for that. I appreciate that.
Just a little bit update on marketing and development. We've done a lot of grants work these past couple of weeks, and so we've submitted two. One that was very targeted for one county in Tennessee, so really it just is for the Jackson office, but then one for Oasis as well. So hopefully we will hear back from those, and it takes a little bit of time, but a couple months. And got some more coming down the pike, some in New York, and working with Roy on one that he got directly. So I'm doing some work within that. And we just had our spring mailing go out that featured the postcard from one of our Art Options participants. I think I mentioned that last week. And we're looking forward to the summer and a lot of exciting things. We had a meeting with our Think Jewel, who's our website design firm. So that's moving along, which we're really excited about. So be on the lookout for more information about that as we move through the summer.
Yeah, lots going on. I got the engagement package in the mail, I think 3 days ago, and then got the postcards. So that was really cool, really nice. And then I think I just saw an email hit as well. So I think we just sent something out literally.
Yeah. Spring email about planting gardens. Roy, you're just a little behind. We could have used your story too.
Well, they still have to go through the thaw. So, all right. Thank you, Bessie. Anybody else out there that would like to do an update? Precious, you want to jump in?
Hey, just real quick, I'm just going to stay focused on the SHIFT accreditation and the enabling technology pilot for supportive employment that we're going through. So a couple of things. SHIFT is happening. SHIFT is happening out there. We have Tennessee almost at 100% of all of their enrollees in SHIFT being credentialed. So they are enabling technology credentialed. And so DC is right behind them, almost at 100%, having those folks being credentialed. And when I say credentialed, that means they already have their certificate in hand. They are credentialed. So they are definitely experts in the field. And then Virginia and Home Office just enrolled this week. And so we'll be ushering them along. The Enabling Technology Supportive Employment pilot that we're engaged in, we had 2 sessions with our vendors. Yesterday we had Wednesday, we had an in-depth session with another vendor. We're really excited about the opportunity to take some of these enabling technology tools and help people become more independently, gainfully employed. Really exciting things going on, and tons of stories that will come out of this, and that's for Amanda. So, so I just wanted to say thank you all to my shift leaders, Eduardo, Amanda, Steve, Chris, for really pushing this forward. And it's a lot of efforts, a lot of time, and a lot of ushering of other people. So I just wanted to say thank you. And for those who are going through the process, thank you for making shift happen.
Awesome, Precious. And I just got my email for being registered for shift too. So looking forward to participating in that as well. And something just that, and maybe Precious, you can speak to this a little bit more, because, Precious and I met, I think, within the last week. And one of the things that we talked about is it's not just about being able to provide, again, cool tech tools for the people we support. In many ways, this is so strategic organizationally. And so just to understand for people how important it is that we do get these levels of accreditation, because they position us to be a preferred provider. And in some scenarios down the path, Precious anticipates that there's going to be situations where if you aren't a preferred provider, you won't be able to provide maybe a service to an individual that maybe you have been supporting. And that could create some challenges for different organizations. So I don't know if, Precious, you want to touch base on that at all?
I think you did a good job, Alan. It's definitely something that by going through this process, we're laying down a path and preparing a way for us to be able to continue to provide services to people that we already provide services to and would like to provide services to in the future. As the states are starting to really embrace enabling technology or tech first accredited providers will be the preferred provider to be able to provide those supports and services. So absent of those credentials, absence of an accreditation, we could very well lose the ability to continue to provide the services that we all have signed up to provide, that we know and love, the people that we love. So by acquiring these credentials, by acquiring the accreditation, we are basically setting ourselves up to be able to continue to provide services to people into the future, into their future, and into the future of supports and services for people with all kinds of abilities.
Yeah, I'm really excited because, a year ago, maybe just over a year ago, right, Precious, like we shifted Precious into this role where it was kind of, she was wearing the hat for DC, and at the same time, she was pushing into this new role of Chief Innovation Officer. And in this fiscal year, we were able to get her full time into that position. And she's been doing a lot of assessment while simultaneously trying to keep us abreast of the latest developments and make sure we're at the right tables to be able to influence and learn. And I really believe that over the coming year, we're going to see a lot more investment, like formal investment from St. John's into enabling technology, into remote supports, really start to build that infrastructure up. And so I'm excited to see where that leads, because like Precious said, there's obviously the human impact, which matters the most for the individuals we support and their independence and equality. And at the same time, the strategic importance of it organizationally. It's really the future. And so we want to be at the front end of that. I'm really excited. And again, thank you to Precious, and thank you to Ryan, Carl, other people that are involved. A lot of this has been a very informal team effort, and they've accomplished a tremendous amount already. So I'm excited to see kind of where it goes once we're able to put more resources behind it. And again, thank you all that have gone through or are in the process of getting SHIFT accredited. It's a lot of work, and we really, really appreciate your efforts there. One of the things that I don't know if we ever touched base on, but I do want to just make sure people are aware. So many of you were aware that Rich Bennett, who's our Chief Strategic Initiatives Officer, when the pandemic broke out, we really turned to Rich at that time to assist with restructuring the organization and looking at various service lines and figuring out like what was a sustainable model for HR as an organization going through the pandemic. You know, if you go back to the first days of the pandemic, we lost revenue right out of the gate, very significant revenue. And really, I mean, there were very real discussions around the leadership team and the board, like, hey, our goal right now is make sure our doors are open in 90 days. And then once we got going, we were able to start building some momentum, and we were able to start pivoting and adjusting to what was happening around us. But Rich really played a tremendous role in leading us through that time period and helping to restructure, helping make, frankly, some incredibly difficult human decisions that impacted people. And then continued to work with the HR team and the state office managers. Was very involved in spearheading and co-spearheading the Paycom rollout as well, which has gone well. We've had bumps, we still have bumps, but we at the same time are way further ahead than we were with ADP. And it's just a better tool. And so Rich, though, at the same time has been working on his MBA and has been just really taking a lot on and balancing a lot. So Rich is transitioning back into his role of strategic initiatives and business development full time, and that's his focus. And then I'm stepping in and working with Gloria and Ro and the state office managers and the leadership team relative to HR, at least for the interim, until we have a longer term solution there. So just wanted to kind of make you all aware of that, and that happened within the last couple of weeks. And then and at the same time, wanted to say thank you to Rich, and then wanted to give Gloria an opportunity to give us an update from HR.
Yes. Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. All right. So I don't have a whole lot of updates today. The primary update is so we finished the final performance management for managers training in Paycom. We finished that today. So we are going to work on now training the SOMs. We're going to have the trainer for them to train them on how to use it in case you need some more support. Maybe you forgot something. Or maybe you didn't have a chance to attend. We'll be there, but it'll just look different in terms of who's going to deliver the training there. So we trained it every Friday this month. So now next month, starting next Tuesday, so it'll be Tuesday and Friday of each week for the month of May, Charlie and I are going to train the staff, right? So we know that certainly the staff should know how to use performance management in Paycom as well. And it is super simple for the staff. So that training should last maybe an hour or so. So please invite your staff to register. I think Charlie, if you're there, Charlie has the link where you can register. There it is, register for that training. That would be great. Again, it'll be every Tuesday and every Friday in the month of May, starting at 11 a.m. Eastern time, and we'll go till about 12 o'clock or whenever it ends. That is an update there. And there was one other thing that I wanted to mention. Let's see what's in my notes here.
Was it ask help or something like that for Paycom?
Yes, ask here. Yes. Thank you, Alan. So there's a feature in Paycom called Ask Here. Not sure if you've seen it or not, but it's super simple. And so I think at the top where it says help, you can click on it and then it'll say Ask Here. So if you have any questions on anything in HR, those questions typically will go to Charlie, I believe is how we have it set up. And then Charlie will distribute the question to the right person in HR or home office HR or to the SOM who might be able to answer the question. And so in particular, if you have questions about the performance management piece, feel free to use the Ask Here feature. You can also call Charlie and I directly. You can also call Ro. I use Charlie and I, our name mostly because we developed the training and we've been delivering it, but certainly Ro knows it as well. So feel free to reach out to us in any form or fashion. You can call us, email us, and you can also use the Ask Here feature in Paycom, which we think, again, it's a super feature. I don't think I have any other updates right now. Are there any questions about the Paycom performance management piece, or concerns or anything? All righty, hearing none, I think that's all I have. Thanks.
Thanks, Gloria. A couple of things I would add, from an HR or organizational perspective. One is Gallup. Just wanted to give you a quick update on where we stand on the Gallup rollout. So if you're a manager in St. John's, you just received access to, or you're in the process right now, it should be coming out this afternoon, where you'll get access to your data. What that means is you'll be able to see how, like, your score, your rating for your team, like their input and feedback, not individually, because this is confidential, but you'll get the aggregate data. Okay, so you'll be able to start digging in. So I encourage you to jump in, register, get online, start digging around, take a look at it. I did that this morning and really appreciated taking a look. I'm going to do a deeper dive still. But I was able to see for myself the leadership team score and kind of get in a little deeper, and it has some great recommendations. So I want to kind of get into that and learn more about how to use the recommendations and apply those. But also don't be alarmed when you get in. Like, we're going to try to make sure that team by team you have an opportunity to understand your data, to be able to like kick the tires on it, interact with your supervisor, talk to someone from HR about it, and while we roll it through the organization. Okay, so we're taking our time with it. We're going to be pushing out at all levels of the organization, but just wanted to let you know that the next phase is for managers to get access to their data and then to meet with their supervisors. So that's kind of what's in the pipeline. Also, just wanted to give you a heads up that we've started the process of our renewal, annual renewal for our insurance. That's our medical and dental and supplemental insurances that we offer. So we work with our brokers through that process. We've had a number of different meetings looking at options, looking at what it's going to look like for next plan year, which kicks off in July. Between now and then, we'll go through open enrollment. We will kind of make sure that you have all the information you need to make the best decisions for you and your loved ones. As probably par for the course, we're anticipating an increase in our premiums. That's what we've heard so far from our broker. They're doing their best to come up with other cost-saving opportunities or other ways that we can get better value for you if you are on the plan. And so more to come, but I just wanted to just forecast that work is underway right now, and we're in process on that right now. So, okay. Let's see, anybody from Tennessee, any regional directors, or any other members of the leadership team want to give an update?
I just want to say, I know that Amanda's out with the float. That's probably why they're doing the float.
Right, yeah, I saw her jump on. I don't know if she's still on, but yes, Amanda, you're right. They do have the float going on today for the tea party, right? Not the tea party, the tea.
The Teapot
Festival.
Parade.
Teapot.
The Teapot Parade is tomorrow.
Right. Okay.
So they're putting the finishing touches, this is the most important thing on the float.
So we will get, and so just in case you aren't aware, so Trenton, Tennessee, where Harlan Morris is located, is like literally the teapot capital of the world. It's on their big water tower. They have a gigantic museum in their city hall of all these different teapots. And every year they do a massive, massive celebration. I think they've probably ratcheted it back a little bit this year. Last year, I think they had to cancel it altogether because it's the beginning of COVID. But Harlan Morris residents for years had a float in this parade. And so Amanda and the team have kind of rejuvenated that. And so they've got their float that they'll be participating. So we'll have residents on the float for Harlan Morris in the parade tomorrow. Okay. Other updates, either like I'm seeing Rich, Kwaku, Sherry, I believe Ryan T is floating around somewhere. I'm trying to, Dwayne is here. Any other updates from anyone else?
I can chime in, Alan.
Thank you.
Yes, number of things happening here in our state, in Tennessee, obviously, and we're navigating it all with in the height of the staffing crisis that we have out here. You know, with many agencies, you know, across the board. But yeah, number of things happening. The state is transitioning into an integration that they pushed back. So we're navigating with that as well. in the same breath, we're kind of thankful that they did push it back, but we've got a number of things that we're working on and that we're doing that will affect multiple departments and the waiver itself. The waiver itself will be transitioning over to the 3 MCOs that we are licensed with here in the state. So there's a lot of things happening, and as the saying goes, it's like drinking from a fire hose. So there's a lot of things going on here that we're processing with, and we're pushing through. We're pushing through it. As far as enabling technology, where I would be concerned, I'll be heading out, to Jackson next week to look at some things there with a home that we are pushing to go fully remote in Linwood. So we've got 2 ladies there, 2 wonderful ladies there. And we're really going to be strategizing on how we can do that with Linwood as our first home here in the state of Tennessee. So we'll be meeting as a small committee as well, but I'm going to spend some time at the home just to eyeball things a little bit further. So.
Awesome, thank you, Ryan. Yeah, I saw a question also that pop up in YouTube about who should people contact in regards to Principal. All right, Principal is our 403B program. So it's a retirement program. And so Gloria or Ro, do you guys have input on who they would want to contact for Principal? And I'll type it into the chat there.
I'll send the number. I'll put the number in the chat, everyone.
Okay, thank you, Ro. So we've got both, you can contact Principal directly, which is always what we recommend doing, and talking to somebody there. And Ro's gonna take care of getting that number in. If you have other specific questions about Principal, you could reach out directly to Ro and or Gloria as well, and they can track down kind of what you're looking for or put you in contact with the right person. So cool. All right, other updates, what do we got?
This is quite cool. The only what I'll talk about is this is one of my favorite times of the year. So we've got our spring beautification projects that we got going on throughout the homes, and we want to be a good neighbor. And it's a time for us to, like Roy talked about, just getting in the weeds and planting some flowers and having our individuals be part of the community. So that's one of the big things that's happening. The other thing that's going on is that we've got that 5K walk, virtual walk race with the ARC. We got our t-shirts. We got the little SJCS logo. So even though the race technically ends this weekend, Monday we're going to be out there. We got taking pictures, walking, and we're working on the award ceremony with Alan and George, where they'll be giving participants their awards. And I'm going to be getting an award because I'm going to do about a block and a half or something like that. But so those are the big things. We got some patio furniture in. We're ordering some additional patio furniture. So hopefully this summer we can really see who's the king of the grill. I know I know DC and Jackson. We got some other cooks out there, but I've got some people here in Virginia who also throw down, and we'll see who's the king of the grill, king or queen of the grill. So that's it for us.
All right, so thank you, Kwaku. I do have to say, and no offense to anyone that has given an update prior to Kwaku, but I had to spotlight his video because Kwaku just looks so cool right there, just sitting in the car with his shades on, just like sun in the background. Oh my gosh, crazy. All right, so anyone else want to give an update out there?
I'll go next.
Hi, Sherry.
All right, so the first update is our Wex Gas Cards. So if you haven't received a new one that goes through, I think it's April 23rd, year 23, you should contact your managers in order to get the updated one, because now it's expired. So I know Hassan picked his up, and I want to say thank you to Ryan, because Ryan went through a whole lot for Tennessee, making sure that everyone had their card, and it was a lot. So he went to the different parts of Tennessee and make sure that he got the old ones taken and the new ones given out, and even go through the list that we have so we could start deactivating the ones that's all due.
Yeah.
That one was a heavy lift.
It was an eye opener, and they're being disseminated as we speak. We had to get creative at how we did that, but what I'll do as well with all the extras, the duplicates, triplicates, and quadruplicates that we have, I'll be logging those to get that information back to you so you can deactivate those.
Awesome. Thanks, Ryan. And just the norm with us in finance, the finance team is just looking at our different revenue and expenses. And again, if we contact you about any expense that we're seeing that's just in our system or haven't approved, just know that we're just looking and make sure that those are paid timely. So that's us from finance team.
Sherry, I gotta say a big shout out, a big thank you for you approving us to get that wheelchair, that van. So I gotta, if people don't know, Sherry will make a penny scream. So for that to happen, I don't know if it was Sunday, I don't know what changed, but she said yes, and we want to say thank you.
You're welcome, Kwaku. Now you owe me. I will tell you what it is.
Right, you're lying.
That's awesome. Yeah, they've had a lot on their plate for sure. Last month was a 3 payroll month, as many of you remember. That put a huge strain on cash. So we had to dip into our operating cash reserves in order to kind of make sure that we could pay all of the bills that we needed to and make sure that certainly we pay our employees. And it just hats off to the team, first of all, for creating a way for us to have a cash reserve in the first place. And then certainly for managing the payables. And the payables are really key. Like, one of the things that I'm amazed at is just how many transactions happen here at St. John's, but you figure 5 states, good sized organization, there's a lot going on. And so sometimes, we have people that try to take advantage of that, and not, I'm talking employees, but from outside the company trying to find ways to do scams that would cause us to pay them fake, real dollars for fake business. So Sherry and the team make sure that those payables are all legit. And that's one of the reasons that they're asking, just to make sure that you're verifying that those payables that are coming through, those invoices, are legit as well. And then just in the chat, thanks, Joel, just mentioning that we've got, Principal has an app too for your phone, so you can download that. Saw Renita put in the number for the participant contact number for Principal, so that's there as well. And then apparently there's some competition, some barbecue competition brewing in the chat as well. Sounds like Bessie's kind of throwing out some challenges, Kwaku, so we'll have to see where all that goes.
We're ready.
All right, cool. All right, and sorry, Joel, there we go. So hopefully I said that correct this time. All right. Let's see, other updates, either regional directors, any other additional updates. Rich, I think, is around. Anybody else from the leadership team that I'm missing so far?
Hey, Alan, I can go real quick.
Yeah.
Just a quick update as I transition back to my day job. One, thank you to everybody in HR and that entire team that just really worked so hard over the last year or so. I'm really proud of that work. I think Paycom is going to make a huge difference, and I'm excited to see where you go. Moving back into the day job, I've had an opportunity to kind of meet with Roy to develop a plan for New York as we think about focusing on a combination of RFPs and grants and expansion projects. Kwaku and I have started that same conversation as we look at sort of expanding funding opportunities, hoping to do the same over the next 2 weeks in Tennessee and Delaware and in DC, just to sort of develop that plan. We really are right now looking for kind of opportunities to do a few things. One, expand population served, do a better job with the populations we're currently serving, and find the revenue to support all of those projects. And so we are looking to do that, and I'm looking to talk to anybody who's willing to try to chat about what you think we could do and how to get there. So feel free to shoot me an email. Also, and I'll leave it to Precious, but Precious and I have obviously been talking about technology and some very cool opportunities there as we sort of build a gateway to better serve individuals through technology. So just a brief update and hopefully more to come.
Thank you, Rich. That's awesome. Business development really is in so many ways our path forward as an organization. You know, the diversification of the people and populations we serve, the different service lines that we can offer, and then, you know, the impact that has both on individual people, but then organizationally just really strengthens us as an organization. We've seen the benefit of it as we've gotten into other programs in Ithaca here in DC, Harlan Morris in Tennessee. So really excited to get Rich driving those efforts again with a little bit more capacity to do so. All right, any other updates from anyone around the table, around St. John's?
Hi, Alan. This is Bonita. Hello, everyone. I would like to give an update. For those of you that don't know me, I'm a program coordinator for supported employment in DC. I would like to share that last May, about 5 or 6 individuals during the pandemic bravely went out on some job interviews and were all hired. It is getting ready to be a year anniversary for 5 of my young men. They are still currently employed, and I am very excited. I would like to print up some awards to present to them to show my excitement for those individuals. Some of them do work independently, others have job coaches, but I think it's phenomenal to know that even during the pandemic, that we have these young men out there. They actually work outdoors on the National Mall in DC, and they've been doing a phenomenal job. So I just wanted to shine light on that.
That's really great, Benita. And we definitely are going to have to follow up with that, both with pictures, maybe a little video.
Yes.
This story, you know, those are the kind of inspirational things we want to hear and we want to get out there. So that's wonderful news. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Anyone else have either highlights, updates, shout outs as we kind of bring our meeting down to the home stretch here? People definitely have barbecue on the mind right now. So it's like
It's the perfect weather.
it is
Barbecue.
perfect weather, yes, for sure.
I know, Alan, I think maybe this is a new sideline, SJCS barbecue and grill, something
There we
along
go.
those
That's great. Love it.
I do have to say, I'm loving, Rich, your hair. I've never seen you with hair.
Thank you.
All right. Any other updates from anyone on the leadership team or regional directors in Tennessee, or any highlights? Again, highlights, stories. We'd love to hear any stories that you have from any of the people we support in any of our programs. Anything that you would like to highlight, I think would be great. So anybody brave enough, got anything out there?
Hey, Alan, I have, I guess, a shout out or an unsung hero comment, maybe.
Cool.
I would just like to show my appreciation and gratitude for Randy Fielding. Randy is the Tennessee financial coordinator, for those that don't know, and I don't think there would be any regional director or any employee in Tennessee really that wouldn't agree that Randy just goes above and beyond in everything that he does. Randy is one that you might see on Friday nights plunging a commode at a supported living home, or transporting things from Martin to Memphis, taking gloves from an office and taking them other places, or at the last minute somebody decides they would like to buy a new television and Randy immediately gets that money in their account to make that happen. So he's, really so helpful. And I just want him to know how much that everyone really appreciates the above and beyond that he does in his job.
That's awesome, Cherry. Thank you so much. Randy, great job for sure.
Thanks, everybody. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'll second what Cherry's saying. Randy's really a jack of all trades here in our state. You know, you ask him, I don't think he's ever really said no. He's just his versatility you know, it doesn't just come with the dollar sign and the finances that he manages for our people. He's on the road. He's helping us at all our different locations that are stretched out across the state, and making sure that things get into the right hands timely and whatnot. And then yeah, he's boots on the ground too. You know, he'll help you move a washer or dryer, or put together a bed. You know, jack of all trades.
He's got a really cool car.
He is a car enthusiast for sure. Cool. Any other shout outs, highlights, stories? All right. If there isn't anything else, then we are going to wrap up early today, which is awesome. So I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for making the time this afternoon to join us. Thank you for the work that you do each and every day on behalf of those that we support. And especially, I just want to say thank you to our direct care staff, our direct service staff, that are working in the midst of not just the crisis with the pandemic, but in light of our labor crisis that's happening both at St. John's and across the whole country in our sector. We really appreciate all of the work. We know that many people are working a lot of extra shifts, a lot of extra hours right now, and we want to do what we can to try to support you through that. We've got managers across the organization trying to problem solve and pull out all the stops we can to get more staff in the door and to provide relief, and also to recognize staff for just going above and beyond. But I just want to thank you all for what you're doing. It matters so much to the people that we support. You are truly our ambassadors, and really are putting our mission into action. So just thank you for that. I hope that this weekend you're able to find some time for yourself, for your loved ones. If you're just coming on to shift, we hope that you have an awesome shift. Again, thank you for your hard work. So we'll conclude our meeting at this point in time, and just hope you all have a wonderful day and wonderful weekend.
Have a great weekend.
Bye, Deborah.
Take care.
He can hear you. He can hear you.
Bye.
Bye. Good to see you again.
You say good to see you.
Bye, Ernie.
Thank you.
All right. Take care, all. Bye now.
Bye, Alan.